Shalom, my hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast. We're so pleased that you have joined us today, beloved. We have a very interesting and important war briefing that we must have. Somebody talk black to me. But before we get ready to have this most important conversation, watch this, that is directly related to Black liberation. Our conversation is one of the most important conversations because it is directly related to Black liberation. Are y'all hearing me? The Black family. The state of the Black family. Are y'all hearing me today? Welcome, 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 dear family, to the Vicki Show, our Black primetime show. Somebody talk black to me. Using alternative media to reach Black society. Thank you all so much for joining us. Now, before we get ready to get started into our most important conversation, I'm going to ask that you do me a favor, a little bit of housekeeping before we get deep into it. And so I thank you for your indulgence. I thank you for being patient. I thank you for being patient. Now, let me invite my Instagram family really quick to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Let me turn off this fan because some folks think that when they be hearing the fan, they say that it's your computer. Talk black to me. It's not the computer, baby. It's the fan, beloved. It's the fan. Now, I believe in doing what you can do based on what you have at the time. But somebody talk black to me. We done level up our computer today. Somebody talk black. For the past few days, I'm trying to work out the kinks, family. I may not be a computer whiz like some people, but I'm trying to work out the kinks. Somebody talk black to me. But beloved family, for today's brief war briefing, I'm going to ask as you come in, please come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. Family, as you come in, thumbs up, liking, sharing. Why? Because it makes it more likely that other folks will know that we're here. Are you ready? On the count of three, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up, share. Mika, hey, Miss Vicki, always walking in divine excellence. Thank you. My sister Selena said that you're glowing. Thank you, beloved. Share. At the bottom of your screen, family, there should be a share button. There should be a share button. On Instagram, you should be able to find the share button. I think it's a little arrow. Share it with your platform. Tell them to get ready to tune on in to FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the Vicki Show. We're on live and direct. You can access us live directly on YouTube at Fly Nubian Queen, or if you go to FlyNubianQueenTV.com, that link will get you directly there as well. FlyNubianQueenTV.com, or go straight to YouTube and put in Fly Nubian Queen, and you'll be able to access us on both places. I love you all so much, family. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Vicki Show, the Black Primetime Daily Show. We're typically here Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. By the way, family, I want you to know I'm going to go early tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. There's going to be a lot of little changes here and there, but always make sure that you look for the Vicki Show because I'm going to go a little early tomorrow. So look for me early tomorrow on the Vicki Show, okay? Just some maintenance stuff I got to do at the doctor's office. Thumbs up, share. Thank you, Instagram. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. And also Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to Fly Nubian Queen because I'll need to use this device shortly, okay? Thumbs up, family. Share. When you think about mainstream media, when you think about corporate media, when you think about white media, beloved, they have multi-million dollar and even multi-billion dollar marketing budgets. Are y'all hearing me? So they're able to get their message out because they have the necessary resources. We're not there yet. So when you like, when you share, when you tell other folk about me, when folks are replaying my clips, when people are telling folks how they can reach us, you are expanding our message. Under no circumstances would we be operating as intelligent Black people if you think for one sake open enemy is going to go overboard to push a counter narrative, a counter revolutionary group of people who are exposing and calling out white supremacy and promoting Black empowerment. Talk Black to me. That just doesn't make any sense. Now they'll fake the funk like they're doing it. Are y'all hearing me today? They'll put some of their Black looking people in place. Let me say that again. They'll put some of their Black looking people in place. They'll put some of their implants, they'll put tares amongst the wheat to throw you, to give the appearance that they're doing something. They'll even let some of them sound pro-Black and say some powerful things. They'll even let some of them appear to be criticizing them on the one hand, but the same Black boule Negroes that they put up there are the same folk that'll turn around and tell you don't push reparations and will tell you to vote for nothing. Talk Black to me. So you got to understand and understand the tricknology that's going on. Talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You tuned in to your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard, normally here 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. Instagram, I'm getting ready to use this device, Instagram, so come on over. Now watch this. Let me say this real quick. Watch this, because I'm going to use the device, Instagram. I was going as I was wishing Black fathers over the weekend happy Father's Day. I came across a comment that I'm going to share with you. And I think in the social media world, they call certain groups of Black males Black beta males. This is one of those, I think, accurately depicted dusty, rusty, dusty, crusty, lusty, zusty, malacusty, trolamusky, Ladusky, Kalucky, Balusky, Salusky, Delucky, Elucty. Talk Black to me. Wait a minute. On the lower rung of manhood. Talk Black to me. So I don't usually like to jump off and use those kinds of terminologies. Talk Black to me. Because I understand the system of white supremacy and I understand spiritually and metaphysically that some of the complaints that Black males and even a lot of Black sisters have, they're misplaced because they are not spiritual people. Let me say this real quick. Some of you that dog out your sisters, some of you that's a part in a demonic way, a part of certain groups of Black males that's sitting there talking about being a stepfather is equivalent to wearing somebody else's underwear. Let me share the comments with you. If you're out there talking about the fact that a man is manless because he's a stepfather, talk Black to me. Let me tell you something. You've been taken in by the white man's talking points. Who told you that? God today. Isn't that what the book of Genesis says when God was looking for Adam and the woman? He was searching through the garden and they started putting fig leaves on them. And it says, he said, Adam, where are you? He said, I was naked and ashamed. And then God said, who told you that? He knew he didn't tell him that. So it was evidence that he'd been talking to the enemy. Some of you all have allowed white supremacy pathology to infiltrate Black society to where you coming up in here talking about being a stepfather is equivalent to wearing somebody else's underwear. Some of you out here dogging Black men who have the nerve, the manhood, and the godhood to be able to know how to bench press, baby, and build a Black family because you lack the wherewithal and the power to do it. You can't bench press, baby. I need to get my assistant in here to find me this little weight I be using sometimes. You can't even pick up a 1 pound dumbbell. This too big for you. This too weighty for you. So now you don't understand how somebody know how to bench press. You don't know about that level of power. So you run your mouth over there in the corner on somebody's internet. Talk Black to me. All the power you got is that little comment section. You don't know how to bench press? That's too much weight for you. So I got to correct the record today. Somebody talk black to me, but I was finna make a point before I got off. Some of you who, in a disproportionate and affected way, talk negatively about black women and talk negatively about black men. When you go too far, it's proof that you're living a magic-less life. God, today. It's proof that you are living a life where you don't understand where we are spiritually. Are y'all hearing me today? You don't understand where we are, the time and what must be done. So because you don't know how to attract this type of man in your life, because you don't know how to attract this type of woman in your life, you take out these frustrations. What you don't understand is that a reasonable amount of criticism and drawing attention to a certain thing makes sense. But when you give disproportionate energy to something, talk black to me, you give that thing energy. And in your little world, in your small, constricted, limited, parochial, narrow world, that's all you know. Because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. I said, because in your little world, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You attract what you are. So if you are frustrated that you can't get a black, masculine, successful man, if you're tripping because you can't get that high value woman, baby, it's probably you. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. So let me get ready to show you what I posted on Instagram today. So Instagram, I'm finna hang up. And I want to talk about okra. How many of y'all know about okra? Somebody say, we eat our vegetables over here on the Vicki Show. We believe in okra and kale. For those of you who don't know, that's weird. They're affectionately known. Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King are affectionately known amongst Black grass society, amongst the BGR, which means Black grassroots. They're known as okra and kale. Talk black. We know that Oprah, who was the original, one of the original OG anti-black feminist, anti-black male feminist. Some of y'all that's new out here dogging black men, you better watch what Oprah's doing. Oprah is an OG. Oprah made billions. And Oprah is trying to talk black. Oprah is sitting up here calling black men kings and stuff. Oprah just did a special talking about honoring the black kings and stuff. Oprah is not doing that because Roland Martin and Joy Reid and Don Lemonade called her out. Oprah is doing it because we, the Black grassroots and the new black media, gave her so much work over the years that we have exposed her complicity with white supremacy and the undoing of the black nation, and particularly the black man. Baby, she's trying to shape it up. She's trying to change it up. Oprah's finna push 70 pretty soon. She's scared that her legacy gonna turn out to be like Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Obama didn't think he would be touched with his legacy. He thought that he was gonna be able to write his own book. But Obama is battling what his reputation is because we've been exposing him. And Oprah said, look, I ain't going out like that. I'm coming all the way out and just saying, look, we're gonna honor our kings. God, today. But let's get ready to talk about it. All right, Instagram, come on over to FlyDivingQueenTV.com. Again, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Let me get ready to post this. While I'm doing that, family, on the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button and share. Share, share, share. Wow. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Share, 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 family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Thank you so very much Thumbs up, share, share, share. All right, family, let me get with this. I'm almost done posting this. All right. This is me again letting folks know on Instagram, my personal Instagram, to let folks know to come on over. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be going live a little early, so look for the Vicki Show early, okay? Thumbs up, share, share, share. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you all so much. Now, this is what I posted on the Instagram page earlier today, just what I said just now, right? Can y'all see this? Let me try to be still. This is what I posted on Instagram earlier today. Let's see. That's Oprah with her guest on the show. Let's see. And this is the scene to a clip I want to get ready to play in just a moment. So you all don't think I'm making this up. Look at what the background says. It says OWN Spotlight. Of course, OWN is her former network that she used to own all the way, but she don't own it all the way anymore. Talk black to me. That doesn't mean she's still not doing shows and content for it and getting a little bit of money, little pennies and stuff here and there, but it ain't like what it used to be. Okay, this is a photo from that interview. Can y'all see this? Hold on. It says, honoring our kings, celebrating Black fatherhood. Yes, LOM strikes again. That's right, Jackson. For those of y'all that don't know LOM, L-O-M, let somebody in the chat help you out. We coined that phrase here on the Vicki Show. Somebody say LOM. Oprah is a prestigious and a distinguished member of LOM. We're not going to take that away. We don't believe in being jealous and hating on nobody. We give honor where honor is due. Oprah is deserving of the extraordinary and unique title as a LOM member. Talk black to me. Y'all see this? Now watch this. Now, I don't believe that Oprah can be redeemed right now because of Oprah's decades worth of damage that she's helped to do to the Black community. But not only the damage that she's done to the Black community, she's done quite a bit of caping for white men, for Zaddy and stuff. Are y'all hearing me today? So she has not only done great work to undo the Black family and Black society, she has done extraordinary work to assist white supremacy. Not over a year's time, beloved, but over decades. Are y'all hearing me? The thing with Oprah is that it's good to repent. It's good to shift. But we don't see her calling out Harvey Weinstein in a real serious way, right? We don't see her calling out David Geffen like he should be called out. Somebody talk black to me. She is not giving us the secrets and the inside knowledge that we need to have on the infrastructure of white supremacy domination within media. Talk black to me, somebody. So there's much more work that Oprah needs to do that she hasn't done. I believe the stuff she's doing now it's about damage control to her reputation. Again, this has everything to do with what we, the Black grassroots, have been exposing. Are y'all hearing me today? Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, share for today's brief war briefing. Thumbs up. Now watch this. So I'm going to talk about that just briefly, but I didn't want to do too much hardcore research on this because I wanted today's show to be, again, one of those shows to where I'll be able to talk to you heart to heart, because this is a serious topic when we're dealing with the Black family. When we're dealing with relationship type stuff, when we're dealing with this kind of stuff, family, it's serious. And it has to do with the war against Black people. So whenever it comes down to relationship type stuff, when it comes down to the male role, female roles, those kinds of things, all of this is my business. Talk Black to me. All of this is our business. The Black family, having a strong and healthy Black family, is the headquarters in this war against white supremacy. And it's the springboard, and it's the foundation upon which we're going to build a new world and a new reality. Are y'all hearing me today? This is no small thing. Now, I've done numerous shows over the years exposing Oprah's manifold sins and her comrade, K.O. Fail King. So you're just going to have to go pull up my name, Vicki Dillard, and then pull up Oprah's name, pull up Gail's name, and look at the many shows that I've done so that you can be brought up to speed. Because sometimes people just start talking to us and why y'all attacking another Black person? Oprah did good things. Oprah opened up a school, and you're totally ignorant of the goings on. Somebody talk Black to me. You're just a passerby, and we trying to help educate you. You new, and it's okay to be new. It's okay to be new. Just be willing to learn, just willing to be open, okay? Now watch this. So back to this point before I go to Oprah. So over the weekend, I was wishing on Twitter, on my Instagram stories, on my personal YouTube page, right? I was wishing the brothers happy Father's Day, right? Fan page, my fan page was doing it, all that, right? And as you all can imagine, it's impossible for me to read all the comments. And to be honest with you, when I do read some, it's only a small handful. And because our show is aired on other platforms, it's impossible for me to even know what all is being said, in different, quite literally around the world. So those times that I take a few moments to look at some of your feedback and what you're saying, it's quite fascinating, right? Whether it's a hater or a troll or whatever the situation is, we come across all kinds of comments as well as a lot of supporters. Well, this little fella by the name of Eric J. We're just going to say Eric J, right? Eric J. publicly posted this comment under me wishing Black men happy Father's Day. I just want you to know I'm not making this up. Maybe I should cover up his little face and stuff, but he put his own public stuff out there, so he dealt with it. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Share, share, share. Can y'all see that? I just wanted you to know I wasn't making this up. Uh-oh. I just wanted you to know I wasn't making this up. I knew about Oprah's upcoming little Father's Day thing because she's been promoting that for the past few days. But this right here, I was looking at these types of comments, and I just said, this one really stands out. Of all the madness, this one has particular interest to me. So I need to look, we need to examine this very briefly. Now, this little fella by the name of Eric says, being a stepfather is like wearing someone else's underwear. Oh, this is going to be a brief war briefing today. Look, Eric James said, Eric J, said, being a stepfather is like wearing someone else's underwear. Family, a Black male, a Black beta male said that out loud and in public, with ostensibly his name and picture beside it. I'm seeing more and more comments like that, and more alleged black men making fun of other black men who marry and who takes on the family, raises the family, provides for the family, protects the family. I want you all to know that this is a cancer in the black body. And we need to eradicate this satanic and this demonic white supremacist talking point. This show is not about advocating for you to go out and intentionally find a woman and a family, as some of y'all will call ready-made families. But even if you did, so what? It is a demonic mindset to say that being a stepdad is like wearing someone else's underwear. Somebody say, who told you that? Watch this. The black family, after nearly 5 centuries of unmitigated and unabated hell, oppression, and destruction. Y'all listen. The black family, after nearly 5 centuries of hell, are y'all hearing me today? Have been intentionally undone. We have been deliberately destroyed by our open enemy. And they started with the destruction and the attack on the black family. Because we're in a season, as I've explained to you before, where there's a changing of the guards and then there's a changing of the gods. There's a new world order and there's a new reality that's coming into existence where the black family, we will no longer be the tail, but we will be the head. We won't be beneath, we'll be above, and we'll be the rulers. As the original civilizers, we're getting back to ruling our planet based on freedom, justice, and divine equity. As our world begins to shift to bring this new reality, family, into being, it's messy. Because it's been war. It's messy because it's war. And whenever you're coming out of a war state for nearly 5 centuries and trying to build a new world after your open enemy has traveled the world over, lying, stealing, killing, and destroying it, it's going to take some time to rebuild, and it is messy. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. So our open enemy destroys our families. And as we're working to rebuild our families, you've got dusty beta males out there talking about that those that would endeavor to rebuild it, those who would engage in the noble job of restoring it, you mock them and you discourage the black man from rebuilding his own family. True fatherhood is never solely based on one's DNA, one's RNA, and one's bloodline. I said, true fatherhood has never been based on just one's DNA, one's RNA, and one's bloodline. This is a white supremacist demonic ideology that's trying to infiltrate Black society. And the problem I have with it is that those that many of you support, give your money to, subscribership, share, and like, and you clip these individuals' videos on your pages, are those who say that children are liabilities. That is demonic, and that is truly satanic. And the fact that it's got any traction at all shows you that the enemy has infiltrated Black society. If you individually choose not to marry someone who has children, that's fine. That's not the issue. The problem is when you open up your big, fat, sloppy, white supremacist mouth to denigrate those that would. And you're doing it because within yourself, you can't bench press. You're 6 foot, 220 pounds over there in the corner at somebody's gym, lifting a 2-pound weight, thinking you're doing something. That's your level. I understand why it was seen to be an impossibility, because that's your level. Leave the hard work to the real gods out there. Leave the building work to the builder. Because that's what a true man, that's what a true father would do, especially because we're coming out of war. In preparation for today, I was reminded of the process of demolition. Thumbs up, family. Share, 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 share. Thumbs up, family. Share, 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 share. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Before I share some stuff with you from my heart, I want to talk to you briefly about this. And I know you're like, Vicki, what is this about? I found this knowledge and information that I was reading about the science of demolishing a building interesting. Share, 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 family. Watch this, watch this. It talks about in this article how demolition is probably one of the most interesting parts of construction work. Demolition is one of the most interesting parts of construction work. Because see, when you're thinking about construction, many folks, the first thing we think of may not be demolition, right? But demolition is a part of construction. Talk Black to me. Listen, as you keep sharing. Thumbs up. Watch this. It says, as we build more structures, there comes a point where we need to demolish old ones, either for safety reasons or to make room for newer buildings. Demolition is the process of dismantling a building by pre-planned or controlled methods. It says, however, there's more to demolition than swinging a wrecking ball. It involves highly trained experts working with debris, weather conditions, materials, mass, and physics. Methods may vary according to the type of building that's being demolished. Y'all listen, I'm going somewhere. This is a place for intelligent Black people, but also spiritually intelligent Black people. It talks about here that pre-demolition process. And it says that before demolition is executed, the experts must consider several different factors. Now, there's a process that's dealing with the building survey, where experts examine the different characteristics of a building, such as the materials, building usage, method of construction, condition, draining conditions, traffic conditions, building codes, and neighboring communities. So you don't just go in there and start tearing up stuff. Y'all better listen. Shout out to our moderators in the chat. By the way, family, they're going to be putting important information and important links. They're highlighted in blue. So make sure that you take note of some of the stuff that the moderators are putting in there, important links. You can screenshot it, or during the show, you can even rewind it, talk Black to me, or click on the link so that you can refer to the link for later usage. Then part two, another thing to consider about the pre-demolition process is the removal of hazardous materials. It says specialized personnel is called upon to remove dangerous materials from the building prior to demolition, such as asbestos, minerals, radioactive substances, flammable materials, and petroleum contamination. It goes on to say how, number three, the demolition plan. Experts craft a detailed plan illustrating what will be involved in the demolition, how it's supposed to be carried out, the equipment that will be used, so forth and so on. Then there's safety measures. Why am I bringing this up? Let me say this part two. The next step is to select the safest and most efficient demolition method that stays within budget. Not all demolitions end in explosions. Methods can range from devastating blasts to non-explosive piece-by-piece removals. Some include implosions, excavators, wrecking ball, bulldozers, and selective demolition. Let me tell you something. I'm bringing this process of demolition up because it's messy. But in constructing a new building, it might be necessary. And there are different forms of demolition. I'm likening the stepfather or the father figure or the male figure that comes into one's life to help restore the family, the boy, the girl, the woman. And they work with materials that they have. And these are not unintelligent and sloppy men. It requires a level of expertise. An intelligent king that knows how to take what some of you Negroes consider to be trash. He sees it as his treasure. Are y'all hearing me today? What's one man's trash is another man's treasure. And recognizing that the family has been undone and that there requires a level of intelligence, of planning, of care before you just decide we're going to rip up some family and screw them, and being a stepdad is equivalent to wearing somebody else's underwear. Who told you that? The white man destroyed the family. And now you're coming in saying that Black men who are willing to rebuild it are crazy. People who are pushing this kind of mindset, family, they are enemies to Black society. I said they are enemies to Black society. I said they are enemies to Black society. What's one man's trash is another man's treasure. And because it's too weighty for you, you're going to open up your mouth and mock it. When you say such things, brothers, you are showing your extraordinary weakness, your fragility. But I could go further and deeper and be more technical on that. But I don't want to be right now. I want to briefly give you this clip with Okra and her special she's doing that she did talking about Black men, call them their kings. And then I want to marry what I just said to you just now with something else. Let's just say that. Now, while I prep this, I want you to give us a thumbs up, share, family. On the count of 3, for those of you that haven't. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Don't be jealous and mad at a man that knows how to be a man, baby. Don't be mad at a brother who knows how to do construction work. Who knows the proper material to use and how to build a family, how to build a woman, how to build children and raise them and rear them and provide and protect for them. That's a sick pathology to embrace. And you should be considered an enemy amongst Black society. We will not normalize that, and I'm not. And I don't give a doggone how many of y'all over there talking about, well, I understand why so-and-so said that, and make sure that you don't lay down with just any kind of woman. Of course, make sure that you don't lay down with any kind of woman, just like you need to make sure that you lay down with any kind of man. That's not the point today. I'm dealing with that specific mindset of mocking, denigrating, and disrespecting a man that knows how to be a man that has the necessary bandwidth to build. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for purposes such as fair use, criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use otherwise permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. I just want you to listen to a little bit of this clip. And I'm going to say this. Some of y'all need mamas and daddies. See, some of y'all don't have mamas and daddies. Proof that some of you all don't have mamas and daddies is because you say certain things out loud that you should keep to yourself. Talk Black to me. Proof that some of y'all don't have mamas and daddies is that stuff that some of the stuff that you say out loud, you would know not to say out loud. You would keep some of that stuff to yourself.
I'm not giving you money for walking.
Watch this. Hold on. Let me cue this. Let me cue this. Watch this. Listen to how Oprah starts this. Let me turn this down because I don't want. Watch this. Okay, here we go.
Seeped into our culture through television and movies about Black men, particularly Black fathers. Now, I have always known that those images and destructive myths have chipped away at our culture and our families in ways that we don't even imagine. So tonight, we are honoring the full, broad, deep, wide dimensions and reality of Black fatherhood.
Now, I'm getting ready to skip this, and I'm going to come back because she said something else down the road about a third way or halfway through this conversation. Listen to what Okra said right here, y'all. Watch this. I'm going somewhere with all of these different concepts. Thumbs up, family. Share. Let everybody know we're live on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. Black Primetime Show, The Vicki Show. Watch this.
I wasn't in a good place during our adolescent years, and so we all lived with my dad.
That's John Legend that's talking right now.
So I'm not the norm when you see a lot of kids talking about growing up in a single parent home because the single parent was our dad. And I'm still very close with him. I think our personalities are very aligned. And I just look at him as a great example for me. And I always think about some of the things he used to do with us And I think he was an exemplary father for us. And I use him as a role model for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. Man. You don't hear that very often at all.
Yeah, I feel fortunate. And honestly, I still carry a lot of lessons that he either consciously or unconsciously taught us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Watch this. Y'all listen real close to this next part, family. Everybody share, listen to okra. Somebody say, eat your vegetables.
So here we are. We're back celebrating Black fatherhood. And for decades, Black men haven't seen their true lives reflected in TV and film. We're going to, with the exception of Randall, of course. Sure. And I believe that has had an incalculable effect on our collective spirit. That's why it's so important that you're playing that role.
Did you all hear what she just said? Oprah just sat there and admitted to understanding how decades and years of negative Black stereotypes and conditioning and programming of Black men have done damage to Black society. Oprah, that's you. Somebody say, that's you, Oprah. Listen again to what she said. Some of you new people, you brand new Black men haters that's out there, y'all are just now on this real hard, for real, nonstop, can't stand Black men. Oprah is the OG. Oprah is doing a U-turn right now. Y'all better pay attention to the original anti-Black man, Black feminist. Oprah is making a U-turn. You better ask yourself why. You better ask yourself, what does Oprah know? Listen.
A single parent was our dad, and I'm still very close with him. I think our personalities are very aligned. A remarkable experience.
Talking about our own experiences as dads.
Well, I lived with my dad primarily. I use him as a role model for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. Man. You don't hear that very often at all.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
Celebrating Black fatherhood.
Listen.
And for decades, Black men haven't seen their true lives reflected in TV and film.
She said Black men haven't seen their true lives reflected in film and television. Well, how is that, Oprah? When all the movies you did was about, how do you do a movie like the movies Oprah did, where it comes out of slavery, it comes out of the sharecropping era, Black Code, Jim Crow era. Oprah loves all the movies. The reason I can't stand The Color Purple is, how is it that you're going to come out of an extraordinarily racist America? You watch that movie, you end up having more hate for the Black man than you do for the white man that slapped Oprah's funny looking self and put her in prison, in jail. Whenever you watch these movies, white people who cause the chaos, they get all the credit and the glory for giving the appearance that they're fixing their own madness. That's why I don't like The Color Purple. Funny looking movie. I don't like them kind of movies. I don't know why y'all enjoy that mess. The kind of movies I like is The Birth of a Nation, that if it ends right. The kind of movies I like is Samuel Jackson. The name of that movie was called A Time to Kill. Now, y'all know, of course, I'm not telling you to go out there and to take nobody out. I always teach you to be responsible and intelligent and follow the rules. But I'm just saying that movie that Samuel Jackson is in, called A Time to Kill, it's a blessing and an honor and a glory to watch that movie. I get peace on the inside. God, today. I like Samuel Jackson in that movie. It's a movie. I'm not talking about real lives, brother. I'm talking about in the movie. Samuel Jackson said, we got a system here in Mississippi. Samuel Jackson said, these things that murdered, that raped my little girl and left her for dead, but she survived. He said, okay. Some of y'all may say he ain't no high value man, but Samuel Jackson in that movie is a high value man. Felt peace. Listen.
with the exception of Randall, of course.
And again, I'm not telling y'all to go out there and do that. That's the name of the movie. I enjoy the movie. I'm just saying. It just gives me peace. I just get a little peace and stop.
That has had an incalculable effect on an
exemplary father for us. And I use him as a role model.
One more time, because y'all cannot miss what Oprah is admitting here. Watch this.
Oh, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. You don't hear that very often at all.
Yeah, I feel fortunate. And honestly, I still carry a lot of lessons that he either consciously or unconsciously taught us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, family. Hold on. Hold on, I'm cueing it. Just so you know, this is what you're looking at. This is the fella she's sitting down talking to, but she's going to be introducing other fathers here in just a moment. So just want you to know, this is what you're seeing. Hold on one second.
So here we are. We're back celebrating Black fatherhood. And for decades, Black men haven't seen their true lives reflected in TV and film. With the exception of Randall, of course. And I believe that has had an incalculable effect on our collective spirit. That's why it's so important that you're playing that role.
She's admitting the damage and the warfare that media and television does, family, which means she knew exactly what she was doing. Watch my previous shows where I've discussed what she did to Michael Jackson. He was dead after nearly a decade, how she dogged his legacy. She's been made a greater fool of. We gave her so much work. Oprah was trying to fix that. How many of you all know that on Oprah's big Instagram page, Oprah removed some of her posts related to that Michael Jackson's accusers that were completely debunked? That Oprah was forced to remove some of those posts promoting that. How many of you all remember that? That's because of us, the Black grassroots, that gave her that work.
So I want to introduce you to one of the most extraordinary families I know.
Before we go there, I want you to listen to something else that she said. Oprah is the original Black man hater, but she's more powerful than most because she did great damage with a great wrecking ball to Black society over decades. And she knew what she was doing. And I proved that to you guys previously when I gave you information on the David Geffen situation with the Michael Jackson stuff. I gave you insight on what Oprah admitted later concerning what Harvey Weinstein did and when he was pressuring her to cover certain topics. And she said she felt like that she was being bullied by Harvey Weinstein and stuff. Family, you got to look into my other previous shows because if I go there, we'll never get off of this. Just know I know what I'm talking about. I bring the receipts and you have those previous podcasts as a reference, okay? I want to move on to today's stuff because I want you to listen to this little bit of insight. I think it's right here. Let me cue it because I don't want you to miss this. You may not see the significance of this, but I want you not to miss it. And again, today's going to be a brief word briefing. I'm going to try to hurry because I got something else I've got to do. And then I got to get ready for my doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm going early tomorrow, family. So look for the Vicki Show early tomorrow. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Listen, y'all.
Because my own life changed when I went to live with my dad.
What? I'm your sister with the curly braids, slinging the braids all over the globe. Did you all hear that confession? When Oprah was doing her shows back in the day, remember she made her father look crazy for a minute. Then she introduced him to her audience. She would shout him out a little bit here and a little bit there, but she always came across bitter. This is the original OG Black man hater. Y'all missed that. Let me go back. No, baby. No. What did you say, Okra?
Father, because my own help you to heal. And in your point of view,
hold on.
What do we need to do? said this many times. Maybe you didn't hear me say it many times, but I have. Because I know firsthand how the trajectory of your life can just dramatically shift by the positive influence of an involved father. Because my own life changed when I went to live with my dad. Vernon Winfrey. Now, my dad, he was strict.
Yeah.
He had some high expectations and standards of me. I remember the first year I was living with him and I came home with a C and he said, there will be no C's in this house because you are not a C student. So anyway, I know for sure that I would not have had the life that I now have, be the person that I am, had I not spent that time with him as a teenager. And so,
can you imagine when Oprah was known as the queen of talk for a quarter of a century? And then for other years, when she had her own television network and was still doing stuff in the media, can you imagine if she used that large platform that she had around the world as a queen of talk and where she brought in billions of dollars? Can you imagine if she pushed that just every now and then over 25 years as a queen of talk and said, this black man who was involved in my life, who I went to live with because he raised me the way that he raised me? He had high expectations. He gave me what I needed. That would have messed with her ratings, though. That would have messed with her ratings if she credited the involvement and the direction and the guidance and the protection of a black man. I told you today I didn't want to go statistic on you. I didn't want to pull up a whole bunch of technical receipts and talk about the actual numbers of black fathers who are actually more involved in their lives than any other people group. Black men are found to be the most involved in their lives. They've made you believe that the black man is the worst of the worst of the worst, but I'm not going to even go there with the statistics. I'm going to talk about some little things that matter to me today for today's brief war briefing. While I do that, family, everybody thumbs up, share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now listen to what she says to the guy again before she starts to give her dad discredit. Listen to what she said, because I don't want y'all to miss this.
You know, Sterling, I have said this many times. Maybe you didn't hear me say it many times, but I have.
Notice she said, I've said this many times, but maybe you didn't hear me say this many times. Oprah is saying that because we've been calling her out for giving the black man no real respect over decades. That's why she just said that to him. Don't miss it.
Because I know firsthand how the trajectory of your life can just dramatically shift by the positive influence of an involved father. Because my own life changed when I went to live with my dad. Vernon Winfrey. Now, my dad, he was strict.
Yeah.
He had some high expectations and standards of me. I remember the first year I was living with him and I came home with a C and he said, there will be no C's in this house because you are not a C student. So anyway, I know for sure that I would not have had the life that I now have, be the person that I am, had I not spent that time with him as a teenager. And some of my fondest memories growing up with my father, who is still a barber right now in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Winfrey's Barbershop.
Right.
Yes, I would let him cut my hair, but I wouldn't let him shave me if I were
Okay. Deal.
But one of my fondest memories is hanging out at Winfrey's Barbershop in Nashville and all of the fellas, all the men sitting around listening to them talk.
Always the best. Hearing the chatter, the
Family, think about that. Can you imagine if she said that on a regular basis when she was dominating the talk world, the media world? We have called her out. And here she's acknowledging that the entire, did you all know that Oprah, as a young girl, this is stuff that's out there, she became pregnant at a very, 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 very young age. Tell the truth. Who just said it in the chat? How Paul Mooney said that Oprah was a double agent. Y'all know the black comedian, the black truth teller comedian who just recently passed, may he rest in power. I remember reading that somewhere where he was calling out Oprah. Of course, I didn't know that he did that so many years ago because it just felt right in my spirit to call her funny looking stuff out over the years. Oprah knows what she's doing. just like she knew what she was doing over the many decades when she was disrespecting Black men. And now that the pressure is not on as much and she's not sitting in that seat and the spotlight is not as strong as it used to be, now she's trying to fix her pathetic anti-Black legacy. Somebody say Lom. Somebody say League of Mammies. But that's not the only father. Y'all know there have been many Black men who were not only deeply involved in their child's life, but actually shaped it and caused them to be great. One such man that some would consider to be a mixed bag, but nevertheless, he was extraordinarily intriguing to me when I started to read about his story. Who is Richard Spencer? Do you all know? I've done whole shows on this man. Who is Richard Spencer, family? I mean, excuse me, the devil is a lie. Richard Williams. God, today the devil is a lie. That's a white supremacist, Richard Spencer. For some of y'all, they your zaddies, but I'm talking about daddies today. God, today. Who is Richard Williams? Yes. Venus and Serena's father, right? Somebody just said, you asked yourself, why it right now? I just told you why now with Oprah. Her spotlight and her influence is not what it used to be. She was able to do even more. She was able to be a great benefit to white supremacy when the world was watching her more back then. And family, because we have alternative media now, we don't have that extra filter to where we've got to go through white corporate media outlets now. We're starting to speak for ourselves, and not just Vicki's individual voice or this Black member's media voice. It's our Black collective voice that's doing great damage and causing a counter narrative to prevail. That's right, Joe Jackson too. They demonize him. Richard Williams. Do you all know that before Serena and Venus were born, he told his wife that he was going to have a couple of girls that were going to be basically dominating in tennis? Did you all know that he didn't know anything about tennis, that he taught himself about tennis? And that in the hood, he trained them? Did you all know that? Y'all, they want us to focus on the other little areas that seem to be more sexy and intriguing in his life. They want us to get all into who he's married to now and all this other kind of stuff now, but you all aren't paying attention. That this man wrote a whole book. He wrote a journal writing into existence what he was going to do before those two women existed. I said before they existed. These are stories. And when the white media gets a hold of Black dads, they turn them into whatever else they want them to turn into. How many of y'all remember when I did a show on Richard Williams? Remember I shared with you guys an interview that Venus Williams' dad did? And the white reporter was trying to chip away at her confidence, and a Black masculine man came in there and shut it down.
I know I can get it. I know I can get it.
The sound is low, family.
I know I can get it.
No. Very confident.
Very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
And let me tell you why. What she said it with so much confidence the first time. But to keep one on and on. Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want, you got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child.
Listen.
And this child gonna be out there playing with your whole ass, and he gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little Black kid, and let her be a kid. She'll answer it with a lot of confidence. Big damn alone.
What did the black man say? What did the black man say? What did the black man say? What did Venus and Serena's brother, Mr. Richard Williams, come up in there and do what to that white reporter? Do you know that's one of the ways, black men, you provide and you protect for your family? That white man was shaking and quaking when that black masculinity came up in there and said, she done told you, leave it alone. Daddy said, I'll mess up this Lily White interview. He didn't just write his children into existence. He didn't just learn about a sport he didn't know nothing about. He guided them along the way and protected them. He shut that you know what down. The black man lifted his little black girl's confidence to dominate the world in tennis in a way that we've never known before. And when he saw that the white man was tapping into a part of her power to diminish her confidence, it was a black man that said, no. He made them feel like they can dominate the world. And he helped to guide them. And what did the white media do to their dad the whole time they were in tennis? Remember, they tried to make him look like he was a pariah. Remember, they tried to make him look like he was an animal. This for you. Somebody just said hammer time. This for you. Talk black to me. Let me tell you something. Thumbs up, share, share, share. By the way, family, make sure that you join my weekly mastermind for only $1 at clubvicki.com. I talk about these spiritual principles there. Clubvicki.com. Your life will never be the same. Join for the first month for only $1. Club VICKI. Get it as a gift for you and 10 other people. Cash app them and say join today. And the amount after that, after 30 days, is very, very, very reasonable for a life that can be changed. Listen to me. Let me tell y'all something. I do not make excuses for black men who are not operating in what they should. But because I have a spiritual understanding of the time and that there's a new world on the horizon and how it's written that we would almost be destroyed, but there's only going to be a remnant. It's going to be enough of us to build a new nation. I don't get discouraged and dog out all black men. And in a moment of extraordinary transparency with you right now, I'm disgusted when I see black males disrespect other black men who raise black babies. While my mother didn't bring men around us or get remarried while she was raising us, her and my father, I have memories of her and my father together. And then when they separated, that's how we ended up being raised by both my mom and my maternal grandparents in Mississippi. My mother never made excuses for my father, but she didn't dog him either. I said my mother never made excuses for him, but she did not dog him either. And so as a child, being reared by both my mother and grandparents, maternal grandparents, it was my grandfather who was the male influence in our lives. And while my grandfather was certainly not our stepfather, he stood in the gap as a man to put a roof over our heads to make sure that we weren't living in the projects and that we didn't have a roof over our head. Because I got quite a few siblings. When it was PTA day, some of us were going to middle school, some of us were in junior high, some of us were in high school. My oldest two brothers and sisters, they were a little older, so they were already out of either high school and getting ready to go to college and so forth. So Mama couldn't go to all the PTA meetings in one day. Guess who went to the other PTA meetings? I said, guess who went to the other PTA meetings? While Mama was running around with 2 and 3 other kids, guess who stood in the gap and showed up at the other PTA meetings? My grandfather. Guess who showed up when we graduated? Guess who showed up when we had plays? How many of y'all used to play school and play like you was doing shows at home? I would do that with myself and my other 2 siblings. We were the 3 youngest. We would tell Mama and them we're doing a play in the house. Mama would come, grandmama would come, granddaddy would come. One of my sisters is a sous chef now. She's been cooking since she was a little girl I named the name of her restaurant when we was a little girl. She would use my mama's and grandmama's and granddaddy's food that they paid for, charge them to eat it, and they would pay the money to eat at her restaurant in their house. I'm 42 years of age. The Vicki show has been official since I was 11 years old. I have the VHS video that's called The Vicki Show. Me, Vicki Dillard. My first guest on The Vicki Show was my grandfather because I was so intrigued by him. He served in World War II. He cut the grass. God, today, do men do that anymore? He cut the grass. He worked. He didn't argue when my grandmother felt some kind of way. He was man enough to where she didn't run over him. But he didn't get involved in no back and forth. My grandmother always loved for us to scratch her head. That soothed her. Sometimes my grandfather would do it. And at 70-something years old, 60-something years old, 70-something years old, I would see my grandfather have my grandmother sitting on the floor and he would scratch her head. When he was in school, one of the electives, he had no choice. And one of the topics he did, whether he was going to do something related to hair or sewing. He was raised, and I want my sister to make sure I get this right. I believe he was raised by a stepfather. Is that right? Because his father was dead. His father, I think, died in World War I. Is that right? How dare you make fun of another man that comes into somebody else's life? His father was dead and another man married his lovely mother and loved him. How dare you? So because I didn't have the traditional male figure in my life, do you all think that I'm just going to give the middle finger to my granddaddy, who was a man, an all-the-way man? Talk black to me. I said was an all-the-way man. But he would take me, because I worked ever since I could work. I wasn't even able to legally work. My mother had to get a permit for me because I wasn't old enough to technically work at the time. I was 15. Station wagon, driving around 5 kids, a mama, him and my grandmother. Their house, 1 bathroom. We were still hanging out clothes, didn't have a dryer. I don't know about y'all, but I'm from Mississippi like that. Didn't grow up with cable, that kind of stuff. Granddaddy didn't whoop us as much as my grandmother would. But he would talk you to death. You almost wish, just give me a whooping today. Don't talk my head off. Just give me a whooping. He was a giver and a server. I can go anywhere right now in the city I grew up in. And when they hear my grandmother's name, when they hear my grandfather's name, I get blessings and favor because of their legacy. How dare you? I said, how dare you? Am I mad at my father? I never had that kind of anger growing up because my father wasn't involved in our life as much. My brothers, their response was a little different. Let me tell you all something. We're in a very wicked world where our open enemy has undone the family. It's not about making excuses. It's about the fact that what I've been given, I take. If my father figure came in the form of a granddaddy, I received it. Because you must not forget that your mother and your father, no matter what the circumstance, they ultimately are just vessels. You come through them. They're your entryway to earth. Don't reject the manner and means, the unusual manner and means in which your father figure might come. Don't forget, there's demolition going on. There's rebuilding. Demolition is messy as we're trying to rebuild a new world. Why don't you see me doing nonstop back-to-back shows on dogging Black men, including my ex? Because I understand. Does that mean I'm getting ready to marry a beta male? Do I look like I'm about to marry a beta male? Of course, I keep my current relationship status secret for obvious reasons. But even my ex, when the federal government came after me, they thought that because I was officially divorced, that they were going to be able to get some information or get an ex-scorned husband to say something crazy. They showed me the FBI documents, my team. In the FBI transcript, when the government reached out to my ex-husband, the transcripts is cussed out, is bleep, cussing out cuss words in it, where he cussed him out and said, do you think I'm getting ready to help you build a case against my ex-wife? Fool. He was in a legal predicament separate and aside from that. And he was begging to be a witness and to speak on my behalf because don't nobody know who you really are like the person that used to live with you. And they refused to bring him in. He stood up against them, cussed them out, and said, I wish you would. I received that. I had a whole lot of you professional looking brothers back in the day wanted me to make deals with the government. One Black brother who at one time got on my nerves and didn't know how to talk to me. When he realized that I was being railroaded by the US government, he went in himself to talk to FBI agents and said, you guys are going to try to build a case against her. I couldn't stand that man. But he didn't have his knees knocking in the face of our open enemy and met with them personally and said, how dare you? So I ride and I receive from my brothers in the manner in which it's given to me. I know that this is not the only world. Some of you, I'm going to say this and you ain't going to like it, but too bad, so sad. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Some of you have tried to give me some work because of the network I'm on. Because you disagree with something that other people are saying about him. Are you the ones that's been elevating my message and putting it around the world? Are you the ones that partner with me to help grow my business? Are you the ones that launched my message to the world and allows it to be heard in different places and different spaces? Yes, we disagree on stuff, but on the foundational, fundamental stuff, we agree. But then you say, are you caping for that person, Vicki? The person that I defended early on, he said things that I totally disagree with. Does that mean we throw that individual all the way away? A part of a real masculine man's job and duty is security. They're producers. God, today, you can afford to talk some noise when you're building, when you are providing. So yes, fool, I have respect for someone that respects and launches my message. There are many people out there in the digital ethers that don't ever say my name. Talk black to me, let alone push my message, and let alone cut the check. And if you don't have a problem with someone that tries to mess with or threaten that, something is wrong with you. It's not about not calling somebody out. Slowness. It's about, is the other person perfect? It's about who is elevating and lifting my voice. You got people that pretend I don't even exist. And you gonna ask me which way? What's wrong with you? I said, what's wrong with you? Let me tell your funny looking self while you trying to throw away every black man you can think of. If you can forgive Joe Biden, God, today, if you can still call Bill Clinton a decent man, if you running around here calling Trump Mr. President, former Mr. President, and Joe Biden Mr. President after the screw job he's done to black society, I know you can forgive a black man. If you can call Joe Biden Mr. President after the damage he's done to our families, when it's your open enemy that stole us, destroyed us, stole our labor, stole our intellectual property, destroyed us, set us on fire, if you can forgive them, the ones that's responsible for the undoing of our family, what you look like telling me about mine? Funny looking self. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now let me say this so I can get out of here. Because I told you I didn't want to be scholarly or scholastic deep today. I wanted to talk from my heart. Because y'all done lost y'all mind. Some of y'all just need some mamas. And let me say to you, some of you all this. I know that because when I was in the belly of the beast, I was listening to sick mindsets and inmates and prisoners. And I said, my God, I ain't know why. You crazy. Some of them was in the prison with their mamas. So y'all crazy because y'all need mamas and daddies. Sometimes when people don't have that structure, guess what? Sometimes in other ways, we end up filling in the gap for them, not even trying to. Don't get mad, beloved. Some of you are upset with the older generations. Just do what you do. Sometimes God lets you be upset and angry. The reason you can see the problem is because maybe you have the solution. Talk black to me. Now I want to talk about this principle real quick, and I'm out of here. It's a principle that's best seen in a movie. Somebody, what y'all know about Jerry Maguire? What y'all know about that movie, Jerry Maguire, that was done in, I think, 1996 or so? What y'all know about Jerry Maguire? What y'all know about Jerry Maguire? It's been a minute since I've watched the movie, but I thought about it before I came on today. I thought about Marcy Tidwell. How many of y'all know Marcy? M-A-R, I think she spelled it M-A-R-C-E-E, Tidwell. Somebody put Tidwell in the chat. T-I-D-W-E-L-A. What y'all know about Marcy Tidwell? What y'all, who is Marcy Tidwell? Let me see if I can. Who is Marcy Tidwell, family? I want us to use a movie as an example, because it'll make it easier for you to understand where I'm going with this, to make this our reality. Talk black to me, family. Who is Marcy Tidwell? T-I-D, yes, Tidwell. You got it right, Tidwell. Who's Marcy Tidwell? I'm waiting for y'all to put the name in the chat. Y'all don't know who no Marcy is? This Marcy Tidwell. This is Marcy Tidwell. Regina King. Y'all remember now? Marcy Tidwell was my favorite character in that movie. Regina King. Shout out to the glorious, beautiful goddess that is Regina King. Regina King, let me show you his picture, which you should know who Mr. Tidwell is. Rod Tidwell. Cuba Gooding Jr., right? Played Rod Tidwell, right? Her husband. He was in the movie. He plays a famous football star. And Tom Cruise played the, what was it? An agent who worked for a major corporation that was, he could tell, was just really exploiting the players. He grew a conscience overnight. Tom Cruise, the character he played, Jerry Maguire, and started to go into business for himself as his own agent, right? Now, there's a couple of things that I want to say that we need to take from Rod Tidwell. Now, let me tell you what black masculinity looks like. I'm going to use a movie to make my point today, because this is making the point better than I can on my own. I want to talk about some black family principles, and I also want to talk about another principle that a powerful black man understands. Somebody say, show me the money. Somebody put it in the chat. A black man know to always talk to another white man about his money. God, today. Somebody put in the chat, show me the money. This should be something we saying in reparations. In addition to cut the check, don't worry, but every now and then it's okay to put a football and a money sign and say, show me the money. Somebody say, show me the money. I love Mr. Rod Tidwell, because Rod Tidwell was telling his white agent, Jerry Maguire, he was putting the pressure on Jerry as his agent. When he left that big company, everybody threw Jerry Maguire's funny looking self away. So this black man kept mashing the gas with this white man. Tell the truth. Somebody say, show me the money. We're going to be saying that as it relates to reparations. We're reviving that today on the Vicki Show. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Watch this. I know y'all like Vicki is not talking about no movie. Yes, because these are some powerful principles from this movie that we should live by. Show me the money. Watch this, watch this. I want to quote him. Now, he uses explicit language on this one quote, but watch what he said in the movie. Cuba Gooding, who plays, again, Rod Tidwell, the football player that Jerry Maguire is an agent for. Rod Tidwell was a problematic athlete. He was a problematic football player for the team. So the fact that he ended up doing real good, getting a big fat contract, was not only a blessing and a boon for Rod Tidwell and his family, but it was also a blessing and a boon for Jerry Maguire, right? Somebody say, show me the money. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. When Rod Tidwell, again, Cuba Gooding, the character he played, was putting the pressure on his white agent to produce for him the best opportunities. Why y'all laughing at me? This is a quote from Rod Tidwell. Watch what Rod tells this white man, Jerry Maguire, his agent. He says, I got a shelf life of 10 years, tops. Y'all listen. My next contracts got to bring me the dollars that last me and mine a long time. What did Rod say? It's got to last what? Me and mine a long time. Somebody say he's a family man. Listen. He said the S word. He said, I'm out of this sport in 5 years. Listen to what this black man said. What's my family gonna live on? Brothers, pay attention to this trait and this characteristic that Rod Tidwell. And Jerry Maguire, his focus was on providing for his family and legacy, right? Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. He said, and I'm quoting him, he said, what's my family gonna live on, huh? What you gonna get me? Y'all listen. So I don't wanna hear about your S. That's what he told the white man. He told him, look, I don't wanna hear about whatever it is you're going through. God today. But that ain't all. I'm going somewhere. Listen to this. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 family. Watch this. Why y'all laughing at me? Listen. Don't forget to join my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com. The link is in the chat. Clubvicki.com for $1. Also, text the word Queens to 31996 so that you can get on my phone list. Listen. Rod Tidwell also said this. He said, anyone else would have left you by now. That's what he told Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise didn't have no more clients. Rod Tidwell was his only client when he left the company. He said, anyone else would have left you by now. He said, but I'm sticking with you. And if I have to ride your ass like Zorro, you gonna show me the money. Brothers, when you take your role as a provider and a protector seriously, do you know that the Most High, that the universe will set up favorable circumstances and situations to help you and to bless you, no matter how insurmountable they seem, because you're willing to put in the work, you're putting in the demand, and you are taking on that responsibility? But when you are tripping every time you got to pay for your child's shoes, and when you act like that woman of yours is a burden to provide for, guess what? You are releasing an energy into the universe, telling the universe you stingy, you see it as a burden, you don't want to do it. This black man took on that. What kind of woman did he get? God, today! What kind of woman did Rod Tidwell, who was considered to be crazy and flamboyant to the white world, what kind of woman did Rod Tidwell have? I'm waiting for y'all to tell me. Somebody in the chat just said, woo! That's right. Listen, answer me, somebody. I'm gonna wait. What kind of woman did Rod Tidwell, who some of y'all would say is crazy and flamboyant, what kind of woman did he attract in his life? Watch this. When you watch the movie, you find out that they had the most loving and compassionate marriage and relationship and family. But then you find out when this black woman went crazy, who did she go crazy on? God today. When Marcy Tidwell, somebody say Marcy, M-A-R-C-E-E. When Marcy went off, yes, she was a rider. Who was she going off on, family? Did she use her sharp tongue to denigrate her man? God today. Who did she use her mouth to put in check? Who did she shut down? She acted like a what? A gentle dove, and like she was putty in the hand of a masculine man, right? But she acted the total opposite when it came. That's right. With Jerry Maguire and them. Talk black to me. Watch this. Now I want you to listen to a quote. We're almost finished. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Listen to a quote from this black woman writer, Marcy Tidwell. See, white supremacy don't like this kind of example. Talk black to me. Watch this. Yeah, I want y'all to listen to what this woman said. I just happened to be thinking about this today. I said, I ain't finna go deep with them. We finna talk about Jerry Maguire today. We finna talk about Show Me the Money. We finna talk about Rod Tidwell and Marcy Tidwell. We finna talk about the Tidwells. Black masculinity, black fatherhood, black families. Watch this. What did Marcy say? I'm quoting Marcy. Marcy was mad at Jerry Maguire in the movie for getting her husband some little messed up deals, right? So she was checking, and watch what she says. I'm quoting her. She says, now, I don't know what you do for your 5%, but this man, my husband, has a whole plan, an image. We majored in marketing, Jerry. And when you put him in a waterbed warehouse commercial, excuse me, you're making him common. God today. God today. Y'all better pay attention to the Tidwells. Some principles up in this movie, the Jerry Maguire. She said, you putting him in these waterbed commercials. She said, excuse me, you're making him common. Look how she talking about her man. Watch this. She said, he is pure gold. And you're giving him waterbed warehouse when he deserves the big 4 shoe. I think she did this shoe, car, clothing line, soft drink. God today. I said, this the black woman saying this about her man. Y'all better go sit down. She said the 4 jewels of the celebrity endorsement dollar. She said, you're making him common. Now, this is the part that got me. The most powerful statement she made in the movie, in my opinion. Do you all remember when her husband got injured on the field? Some of y'all that seen the movie, y'all help me with this. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Answer me this, family. Notice that she didn't need nobody to tell her man was high value. She knew it and she acted like it because he was operating in an energy as a provider and a protector, and he saw it as an honor to do so. So because of what he was exerting, his force field, his magnetic field attracted that kind of woman. And we will beat you down over messing with our man that brings about security in our families. And you don't even need to ask us how or to do it. We don't need no instructions when you're doing what you're supposed to do, bruh. You just got to be the man. I didn't say talk the man. I said be it. And when you be it, you attract it. But I digress. How many of y'all remember, I got to go, when Marcy was at home with the family, her house was filled, and her husband in the movie, y'all, got injured in the end. Y'all remember that? She was freaking out because it looked like her man, her protector, her provider, her lover, was injured on the field and he wasn't getting up immediately, right? Marcy Tidwell talked to Jerry Maguire, the agent that was on the field, right? What did she say, family? Do y'all remember? Watch the movie later. For those of you that didn't, or those of you that don't remember, I'm quoting her here. She said a bunch of stuff to Jerry Maguire on the phone in that moment when she was scared that he wouldn't get up. What did she say? She told Jerry about her man. God, today! This is so powerful to me. She said, quote, this from Marcy, the black woman, telling this white man this, telling Zaddy this. No, she didn't say, show me the money in that moment. The black man already told Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Watch this. She said, my whole life is this family. Jerry. That's when she wasn't sure if her husband was going to be all right getting up off the field. She was freaking out, hoping that they was going to be able to revive him. Y'all remember what she said? Oh, somebody said they screaming from Japan. Thank you, Kayana Johnson, from screaming for me in Japan. Watch this. She said, my whole life is this family, Jerry. It doesn't work without him. Whew. Y'all play too much. Yeah. This black woman in the movie, Jerry Maguire, Marcy Tidwell, she said to Tom Cruise, who played Jerry Maguire in the movie, she wasn't sure if her husband was going to get up off that floor, off that field, rather, if he was going to make it. She told him about this man right here who the world made fun of, who they called flamboyant, crazy, talked too much, called him ungrateful. He had a black woman that understood him. She said about this man right here, I'm going to read the quote again. Y'all know I had to do my little research and get the quote right. She said to Jerry, funny look himself, my whole life is this family. Jerry, it doesn't work without him. She rode hard for him. She was strong and incisive when it came to the white supremacist corporate system that exploited her husband. But she was like putty with her man because he took seriously and treated it like it was an honor to be a provider and a protector for his family. And necessarily, the Most High, the universe, bowed down, created opportunities, circumstances, and situations to favorably bless them. She said, my whole life is this family, Jerry, and it doesn't work without him. Yes, and the babies are a part of the package. I have no respect at all for any man that disrespects, mocks, or makes fun of another man that knows how to build. These are honorable things. And you humiliate yourself and you weaken your people. Your open enemy loves to hear you talk like that, think like that, because they know their side has an advantage. If you have enough black men that's dumb enough to say, to mock, and to disrespect other black men who know how to stand in the gap and who knows how to turn trash, alleged trash, into treasure. It's a demonic pathology. And yes, I'm having fun with you talking about show me the money in a movie, but there are some important principles that can be gleaned from male-female relationships. And the reason I don't go crazy with talking crazy about the condition of my people. It's because when you're building a new world, it's messy. It's going to look like a lot of demolition. It's going to look like a lot of stuff tearing up, but demolition is a part of the construction process. We must be careful how we speak about one another and how we treat each other. Are y'all hearing me today? I got to go. Love you to pieces. Make sure that you meet me tomorrow early. Let everybody know we're back on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. We're going to be simulcasting on multiple platforms here pretty soon at the same time that I'm on. Even though my show is re-aired at other times, it's a good chance that we're going to be airing live on other platforms at the same time. So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you let everybody know the Black Primetime Show, the Vicki Show, is on live on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Make sure that you sign up for my weekly mastermind at ClubVicki.com for only $1 for the first 30 days. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. That's VICKI Vicki X Dillard. Make sure that you share. Family, be patient with each other. I'm not telling you to get yourself in a negative circumstance or situation with a brother or a sister that is not ready and in their right mind. But they say that the first law that they teach you as a doctor is to do no harm. Nobody is telling you to put yourself in a predicament, in a precarious circumstance. But we are telling you to do no harm. In the meantime, shut your mouth and don't disrespect those that do. That's an enemy pathology, an enemy mindset. Vicki, you're awesome. Thank you. You all say some of the sweetest things. I love you to pieces. You are my bliss. I bow to you. I'm your sister with the curly braids. I can't wait to see you again.